Endpoint Management Group. So today I have Rudy as a guest on this interview. And Rudy, welcome.
Welcome. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So let's start with some personal information like your
Always good.
name, age, personal status, and where do you live?
Yeah, good question. So
So
my name is
take it
always
away.
a good one to start with, I guess. Now let me introduce myself. My name is Rudy Ooms, to say it in Dutch. I know the last name is a little bit difficult to pronounce, but most of them pronounce it like Ooms or something like that. But it's Ooms, but Ooms. It's fine by me. So
Ooms is easy to say.
yeah, okay. Yeah, Rudy Campbell had a little bit difficulties with saying or pronounce it right, but no.
Okay.
Maybe because you're from Denmark.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Maybe. Ooms. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Maybe a little bit Swedish Denmark, a bit name or. I'm my age is always a little bit a difficult question, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe.
How old are you?
I'm 36.
36. Yeah, I'm just 1 year older. I'm
Okay,
37, so I'm about approaching my 40s. So it's
that's a good age.
yes, I think so too. Not bad.
I feel comfortable.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah. It's still a little bit. Time flies somehow. Looking at my personal status. I'm not married, but I have a girlfriend. 2 beautiful kids. One son, almost 7, and a daughter. She just turned 5. And I guess when you have kids, you are bound to each other. So getting married, I get my girlfriend hopes I will ask her sometime, but we have got 2 kids, so
yeah,
I'm fine with that, I guess.
Yeah. So you haven't planned any surprises for your girlfriend?
Not yet, but it's maybe not the time to say it if I was to plan it, I guess.
We'll just skip that part.
Let's skip it out. And of course, with 2 kids, sometimes you have the pleasure to watch over them. Like today, they are both a week off from school, so it's my daddy day today.
Okay.
So don't blame me if I'm a little bit tired or my brains feel a little bit fried because of the yelling and all the children that were around me. So
I know the feeling. So I have 3 of them. So
3 of them. Oh
yeah.
my Lord.
Oh my Lord.
3 of them.
Yeah,
I
they
told my
just got to bed.
I told my girlfriend, 2 kids, no more, because 1 was fine, 2 was like 200%. I can imagine the third one. That's like 400% time, or
It goes from somewhat control to no control at all.
no control at all.
Yeah, it's chaos.
Yeah,
But it's a lovely chaos.
yeah. That's the best way to describe it. A lovely chaos.
Yeah, exactly.
But still, you need to clean the chaos after the kids are put to bed. So
there are some work about that, but I gladly do that. So Rudy, where do you live?
oh yeah, that's also a nice question. In the Netherlands.
Okay.
That's a county next to Belgium, and the city I live in is called Steenbergen.
Ooh, Steenbergen.
When translating it to English, you are Rocky Mountains. Steen, Rocky, Bergen, Mountains. So
Makes sense.
Steenbergen, it's about 50 kilometers away from Antwerp in Belgium. So living about around the border. So, but I'm glad we are sharing this same time zone.
Mm,
Otherwise, I guess this call was be in the middle of the night or something like that.
yeah, yeah, that is pretty difficult when you have to collaborate on the US side and then on the Asia side. So yeah,
And
so
some other
that's
people from the OC, from the LinkedIn group, are also in various time zones, and
mm,
so that's quite harsh. Or could be hard to talk to each other, I guess, or finding the
it
time to
can.
speak to each other.
Yeah,
But
Octavia, he's I believe he's 6 hours behind, but then
okay,
almost the other guys, we have some from India and we have some from the UK and Denmark, Sweden, the Netherlands, France. Yeah, I guess that's the and of course Spain. Angel, he's from
Angel,
Spain.
yeah, yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. So yeah, right around Europe, the most of it. But
yes. But
yeah.
if you are looking at all the MVPs, the most percentage of all the MVPs come from Europe, if I'm understanding it correctly.
Mm, yeah, guess you're correct. Yeah. So
So you so
how long have you been in the IT business? And yeah, have you been in other business before IT?
uh, in other business, if I'm remembered correctly, and if I need to rely on my LinkedIn profile, uh, I'm almost 20 years working in the IT right now. I
Wow.
started working like I was 16, 17 years old with an internship, uh, and the years flew by. So 20
Mm,
years later, I'm still at the same company I began to work for. So yeah, 20
that's
years. And what
that's
I've
uh
and
that's a long
yeah,
period.
yes, that's that's for sure.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, that's very cool. So I would be very surprised if you said like, "Oh, I've been a baker or a mechanic or something like
yeah,
that."
yeah, yeah, no, yeah, looks like a lot of people could be doing before they went in the IT. But my brother was working in the IT. My nephew was working in the IT, and I totally didn't knew what I had to do at that time. I was totally in another stage of my life. So what the heck? Let's try IT. I guess my family is good in it, so why not me?
Hmm.
And guess it worked out all fine. So
Yeah, I guess so too. If I look at your work, I think that you do better than good.
yeah, that's always nice to hear. Better than good.
Yeah, exactly. You're doing some very nice stuff, I believe. So, what do you do in your spare time? I guess that you, you use some of your spare time to
Spare
write
time?
blogs, but
What is
sp
spare time?
yeah, exactly. What is spare time? I maybe that's when you are doing your work.
Yeah,
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 is
but
that spare time for you?
uh, it depends. When I've really free time. Uh, when you ask the same questions to Ruben and Peter Rising, I guess both of them know that answer because the Terminator question in the Cloud Conversation podcast was because of the movie questions. So as Peter Rising called me the first time a real movie buff. At that time, I movie buff. What the hell is he talking about? But I guess I like to watch a lot of movies and a lot of series.
Hmm.
My screen behind me is blurred, as you can see, but I'm sitting in
Yeah.
an attic full with movie stuff, replicas, and
Oh.
yeah, all kinds of yeah, movie stuff. So that's indeed a thing I like to do in my free time: watching
Mm.
movies, spending time collecting stuff. That's even one part of my free time.
Mm.
And of course, like I guess, like everyone else, spending some free time, like today, with my kids, with my family.
Mm.
But I also don't mind drinking some good beers with some good friends, and having a good laugh with each other. Uh, like also on Twitter, I totally forgot. Someone asked me from to to attach my Twitter account to my Untapped, but I totally forgot to disable the notifications when I received a badge. So suddenly I think, oh, that's not no, off. But I love Untapped, but it's a great app. But attaching it to Twitter, that wasn't the best thing I had done in years. So
Then we know what you're doing, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Rudy's drinking beer yet again.
Yes, and again, we have also a special Twitter tweet now with some guys almost every evening. They post a beer in it, and I'm also like, oh, okay. I wasn't going to drink today, but yeah, maybe.
Since you forced me.
Yeah, yes, something like that.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend
Uh,
looks at me. They forced me, so I need to open one.
Come on.
Yeah,
That's obvious.
yeah. For now I'm drinking water. So
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah. It's good to drink water when you're actually at work, right?
yeah,
I mean
so
spare time. I mean
yeah,
spare time. Yes,
yes.
yes.
And of course, my other spare time, yeah, you know, I'm really active on all kinds of forums and other groups. On every place or every forum, I can help people or I have the opportunity to help someone out with a question. I'm doing my best to help them. So,
Hmm.
yeah, just like last night, I noticed the autopilot wasn't importing strings, or the hashes weren't importing with a PowerShell command prompt. So I was looking into it. I posted and realizing it's about 11 o'clock in the evening. Like, oh, that's maybe not a good time to post something, but and I was
But
kindly reminded by someone that I had to
it,
need to go to be into bed.
but it was daytime in the US, so um, either
Like,
how and when you post something on Twitter, either it's good for the Asian or Australia guys, or it's good for the US guys. So
I guess
there will
someone can read it.
someone can benefit from your discovery, and but they might have
Yes,
another tenant not in Europe, right?
that's also the case.
Yeah, exactly. So
Shouting that something isn't working, but for them, it could be
yeah,
working.
exactly. So Rudy, you said that you've been working for the same company for 20 years, but I
Yes, that's
didn't
true.
hear the name of that company. Where do you work?
I work at a company called Deltacom, to also pronounce it in Dutch.
Hmm.
Uh, it's a company in the hometown in my hometown. It's like about 10 minutes walking from my home. So being stuck in traffic and all that stuff isn't part of my workday,
Oh, that's
luckily.
nice.
So only when it really really rains, I get the car and drive to my work. But
Hmm.
if it's dry, hopefully a little sun in the air, I put on my shoes and I start walking. So it's a relative small company, about 15 employees. I guess about the same size as the company you work for,
Yeah,
Mindcore, or
yeah. We are 21, 22.
uh,
Depends on the day.
do do you know that you're? if I call it correctly, almost the only one on LinkedIn with a color picture.
Yeah, I am.
Almost the everyone have black and white pictures
Oh
except you.
yes,
And
yes.
how
That's
come?
because that's because I don't see the world black and white. No.
Yeah,
I'm very colorful. No, it's just because it's a kind of professionalism. Um, we have taken these pictures for the profile on the website, etc., and they want some fine expression on
yeah,
these sites, and
I get it.
I just was out this summer with my new cab, and
Yeah,
I took this picture, and I thought, oh,
yeah. It was a
I
great
need
picture.
I need a new picture for my LinkedIn and my Twitter. So yeah, they don't mind at all. So
Okay, that's
yeah,
cool.
it's just because they paid for a professional picture. So
Oh,
every guy and girl in the company are using that. So
yeah.
we're not forced to do so.
No, it was just something I noticed, so
Yeah,
I needed to ask.
you you notice the details. I like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. So with 10 minutes to work, so did you ever work from home during the pandemic period?
Uh, at the beginning, yes, but after a few months, I guess about a half of year, I was so tired of sitting home, watching out the same window, doing the same stuff every day. Uh, and no, I didn't like it that much. So I asked my boss, "Is it okay for me to come to work?"
Mm,
As there is almost no one there, and I like to eh, go walking to the company. And luckily, there was only one guy at the company
mm,
from the department looking at new devices that arrived, installing them, sending them back out. So I almost spent about after that half year, also a half year only with him each day, uh, talking. Yeah, some yeah simple stuff, simple. Yeah, you talk about nothing at that moment, but it's yeah I prefer that way more than talking to people on Teams. Not this one, but uh, when when I have the opportunity to speak to one in person, I prefer that
I
option.
can, yeah, I
And
can perfectly understand.
when I'm at home for about a year, mm, no, not that much. And I guess when uh, I say I'm a people person, if that's
Mm,
the right mention.
yeah.
Uh, I guess my colleagues will be laughing because sometimes I can be a little bit harsh for them and tell
Hey,
them to get back to work. But
yeah, these
I
blog posts doesn't write themselves, right? You
no,
need to
indeed,
focus.
indeed, and I
Yeah.
love to help people out, but sometimes you also need to have some focus time to dig into something. And most of the times, I'm writing stuff is the stuff I noticed at my work.
Mm,
We experienced something. You can resolve it pretty easily or quickly, but I want to know the details. So uh, I will take that device what's not working. Here you go, another device that's working. Bye bye. I'm going to look why it's not working,
mm.
and that's yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I noticed that you are pretty good, and I mean very good at
Yeah,
exactly doing that. Because some of your blog posts that I read is very detailed, and it's very like this is the real world and not the Microsoft Docs that states something, and this is the real world. This
yes,
is the features that we have been given, and it doesn't work as mentioned in the doc. This is how
no,
it really works. And sometimes you see these errors and sometimes you see these errors, and then go to this blog and go to this event log and go to this, and it's very thorough. I think your work is extraordinary.
Thanks.
You should know that.
Thanks. That's quite a compliment.
It's very,
And
very good.
most of the times I'm trying to learn stuff that isn't documented. The same as my latest blog. I talked to 3 Microsoft product managers about that blog, and I still got the feeling I was missing stuff and some details that aren't documented. And if you read it, you still see some things that aren't in the Microsoft Docs, but they are happening. And the only response I mostly get is, it happens because it must happen. So
Okay,
yeah,
that's not really a good answer, right?
no, I on each email I'm begging for more details, or please learn me how it works, because I can't find it in the docs. So if I can't find it in the docs, I want to know how it works. And if you can tell me, I'm going to look for myself. And yeah, most of the times I do that.
And I mean, if you can't find it, how in earth should a regular person find it that doesn't spend maybe that much time on Intune and Autopilot? They don't have a chance.
Hopefully, some problems, they will automatically be resolved in time, but that's not my cup of tea. Like just 1 or 2 weeks ago, all the TPM and white glove issues, that was so horrible. And there was in the beginning no good explanation about all the stuff that broke. So yeah, that was some that cost me some time to check out what happened, why it happened, and that's also in the latest blog I post, because I want to tell people how stuff works, and instead of hey, we got autopilot, white glove, or self-provisioning systems. I want to know how it works, not only relying on I click the logo 5 times, so it works.
Yeah.
No, I want to know why it works and why it could break, because it will break at some time, and I better know how it works if it breaks, so I can fix it, or
Yeah.
I know what broke, so I can live with it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know that feeling. So a very important area of that is time. So time, if time wasn't an issue, we could dig further down. But
yes,
time is an issue, and we have to go forward with other stuff. And then sometimes these devices just reinstall them, put a new OS on them, and then go on from there. When we know it works when you reinstall the device,
yes,
but that shouldn't be
that's the easy way out.
that shouldn't be the solution, right? When we
know.
talk autopilot, it should be reset the device,
That's
reuse it.
Yeah, it's just like the when you white glove a device again. Now you have to delete the Intune object first before it. And there's a lot of conversations now why that's shitty to pronounce it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at least the docs has been updated. So now it says in the docs that this is the process.
So you must live with it.
Yeah, you must live with it. That's how it is. It's a cloud world. You can't touch the backend.
No.
That's just how it is. We have to live with it.
Sometimes you can touch the backend.
Yeah, sometimes. So that brings us to the next question. So how many hours do you put into this work? Because 37 or 40 hours, not enough for you, right?
It depends on what you're talking about. If you're talking about my work hours,
your regular work, and also your that's the next question of the MVP stuff. But your regular work and your blog work and all together.
My normally regular day job is 40 hours in a week, so I'm going do my work for 40 hours a week. But most of the time, I guess you know what I'm going to say. 40 hours isn't enough when you are trying to accomplish something or working on a project or some migrations. You need to be there. You can't say, "Hey, it's 5 o'clock. Bye bye, doei," to say it in Dutch. I'm at home.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow. No. If you are working on something, you need to finish it. Sometimes it's an easy day. Sometimes you don't have enough hours in a day. So
Mm.
it all depends on what happens on a day. If there are issues with regular companies, if Microsoft determines to shut something down suddenly, like with the Azure melt, I call it meltdown, some time ago, where all the virtual machines that were shut down weren't starting at the moment. Yes, you didn't count on that, so that's also added to your hours because people are coming to you and what's happening. Yeah, I'm not sure, so we need to take a look at it. What is happening? But in the meantime, you are supposed to do something else. So you finish that one, but after that one, you go with further with the previous job. But
Yeah.
that's a lot of time, and the time I spent on writing blogs and on Twitter and LinkedIn, it's difficult to put a time tag to that one, but because I'm always reading stuff or yes, I can't put a time label on that one, but
No.
I guess much of a lot.
Yeah. So
But that's, I guess, when you MVP or an official contributor to the LinkedIn group, I guess that's also a part of your day job life, to say
I
it
guess so.
like this.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess so. All right. So we don't need a number. It was just if you knew
It's
some. It's a
no,
40 hour job, and then I put maybe 2 hours a day in blogging, and weekends I usually have my spare time, and I don't work, etc.
no,
But
that's
you know,
I can remember my last vacation in Germany. We went to Germany at the last moment because suddenly we were good to go, so fine. While we're sitting there, my two kids were playing at a playground nearby, and I was getting the laptop, turning it on, and writing my blog about the device held at the station service. So, and it was fun doing that, enjoying a beer, enjoying the sun, watching my children play, and doing something I like. So,
yeah,
yeah, it's also in my spare time, vacation time, I'm writing stuff, learning stuff because I like it. So, putting a number on that one, like I said, it's hard.
yeah,
But
it is. It's
but I'm
just not.
also
Yeah.
there for the children.
Yeah. So it's not just work. You do multiple stuff. You do some quality for yourself. You do some quality with your kids. You have vacation at the same
Yeah,
time. That's
24
awesome.
hours a 24 hours in a day, but
Yeah.
it's just how you combine that hours in a week or shift some hours to that. And yes, I'm also, my boss is setting me free about my day job, so he doesn't mind if I'm working 4 hours in the morning and spending 4 hours at my own blog of my own stuff in the afternoon. But in the evening, I'm working again because a lot of stuff that I'm doing can't be done during daytime, so I'm doing it in the evening.
Yeah.
So it's
That's a balance, and
yes,
that's also a nice way of doing things. So yeah, I like to do the same. Working in the evenings when the kids are put to sleep. So
yes.
it's some good hours that you can put in, and a focus time for blogging and having conversations like this, and
Yes,
yeah,
you must have take the time for this one also. So
that's how it is.
yes,
Yeah. So Rudy, you became a official that's a hard word. You became an official contributor to
yeah,
the
contributor.
modern endpoint management of group here, and sometime after that you became MVP, right? Or was it the
Almost
other
at
way
the
around?
same time.
Okay.
It was to start with the MVP status. Again, I'm so grateful. I was nominated last year in 2020 by Alexander Fields.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still so grateful. It's a wonderful, great guy. I talked to him earlier in the 2020 a lot. But as you also know, you can only be nominated once.
Mm-hmm.
So luckily, super smart guy. Remember his name correctly. Damien von Robbeis.
Yeah, I have trouble
I
naming
still not
his last
know.
name. I'll have to talk to him to get it right. But
Yes,
yeah, Damien. Yes.
yes, Damien.
Yeah.
Let's call him Damien. That's easier. Uh, it's such a great guy. I talked to him a lot, and after a lot of talks, he suddenly sent out a recommendation letter to the person who was responsible for getting people in the MVP program. Uh,
Mm.
you know who, and at that moment that really helped a lot. So at the 1st of June, I got an email. I was an MVP, but at that same moment, it was so weird. I was sitting at work at that moment with my only colleague next to me. I didn't read my personal email the whole day. Suddenly he asked me, told me from, hey, it's the 1st of the month. I don't know why he told me, so I was like, oh, the 1st of the month. Oh, the new MVPs will come on.
Mm-hmm.
So totally not taking time of realizing what he was talking. So I opened the email. I was like, one moment.
Did it say congratulations?
Yes, I showed to my. Is this what it said it is?
Yeah.
He looked like it. Oh, you're an
You,
MVP now.
you,
Congratulations. It was so weird, but it,
yeah.
that was the 1st of June, and almost at the same time, I was also nominated or presented as an official contributor at
Yeah.
the LinkedIn group from.
From
So
Angel. Yeah.
yes,
Nice. So
so
that's
I got an email, and he was like, "How do you feel to be an official contributor for this group?" And I was like, yeah, I guess you know the feeling
yeah.
because
I
you
do.
had the same email, same, of yeah, not the same, but he also sent out the same question to you.
Mm. Yeah. It feels great, right? Yeah.
Yes, that's definitely true.
You feel like work forever. Just go in there, do some blogging, help some people,
Yes,
right? Yeah.
it's like it's being yeah, it's nominated. I guess that's the right sentence. To be nominated to be an
Yeah.
as
Well,
one. Oh, a little glitch.
yeah.
Yeah, it's such an honor to be an official contributor for such a big LinkedIn group. There are so many, and I mean really many members in it that know all kinds of stuff, and they are all posting it in that same LinkedIn group. And uh, if there aren't typical of topics covered today, tomorrow someone will blog about it, or someone will tell a story about it, and it's such a great way to, yeah, to know, to get to know people, and also to, yeah, to share knowledge for the community.
Yeah, I agree.
And all the information you need to know about mobile enterprise mobility is posted in this group. If it's not today, maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, certainly. So I know what you think of the group now. You think it's awesome, and I do too. So if you're not part of this group, and how would you seek the information that you can get from this LinkedIn group?
It's hard. Like I told earlier, I'm also a member of some Facebook groups, but Facebook groups, I guess I've said enough. It's not. No, it's not the same. And just like with the LinkedIn group, you have to have one person who runs the group. And of course, with the LinkedIn group, that's Angel. So with other Facebook groups, it's all no. It's not my cup of tea.
No.
But if you want to get information, if this group wasn't there, I find it hard to believe, but if it wasn't there, I would go to Reddit, to Twitter, but and of course maybe some Facebook groups, but it's all scrambled information everywhere. So
Yeah,
no,
it's hard to get the clear picture, right? I guess Twitter is a good source, but it's very limited to what you can actually write in a tweet. And when we have LinkedIn, you can do all sorts of length and some quality in your post, right?
Yes, I always find it hard to read my Twitter messages back from who said what and what did I reply at that moment, or I can't find it sometimes. It's I know I said it, but I can't find it anymore.
No,
it's so difficult. But,
yeah, it's difficult.
But also, you also got conferences in person where you can go to, of course, and a lot of people are also posting webinars and stuff like that to share their knowledge with the community. But again, you have to know those people to know the webinar, to get to the webinar. So,
yeah. So I guess that we already covered some of it, but what tech areas do you like to cover? You said pre-provisioning, like white glove and autopilot and stuff like that. That's the mem tech space? So is that your main area? Your enterprise mobility MVP, right?
yes, that's correct. So
that's what you need to blog about.
Yes, I'm all about the Intune endpoint manager and all the strings attached to it, from autopilot, MK, but also MCAS and also Defender. Didn't blog about that much, but I also know that stuff. And of course, I have a lot of experience in my 20 years with old school remote desktop servers and on-premise Active Directories. But that's not the kind of stuff I want to write about and to be dealing with. But it's also a part of my day job, dealing with old school legacy environments and migrating them to Microsoft.
Yeah. So what about the config manager? Is that something you also look at?
Nope. You?
Yeah, I do. I actually did that for many years. So I was all about config manager, and Intune was like put in the corner. It's not a finalized product.
In the beginning it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. And it was built on Silverlight at some point, and I was like, what is that?
Yeah, I don't want to touch it.
No,
Get away, get
exactly.
away.
Go away. I have my SQL, and that is perfectly fits and my Visas. So you can just go with your cloud services. I'll make it with my little fine config manager environment.
Yes,
And
yes.
yeah, I've done some very large project on that and seen my fair share of bad
Bad.
configurations.
Yes.
And I mean, my friend Holger Dijkstra, a Dutchman, he was actually very good at
Okay.
exactly config manager, and he was very clear on how to do this, and he had his steps, and we followed those. And we, I'm hired at a consultancy company, so we did a lot of installations, and we had a front end that we put on top of this
Okay.
config manager because it's so advanced. It's not like Intune that are so simple. So yeah, I've done my fair share of config managers,
Your
but
fair
but
share.
yeah, but I mean, I've 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 not touched it really the last year. It's all about Intune now.
You went all into now.
Yeah, it's all Intune now, and I must admit I like the product.
You turned over to the good side or bad side. It's just
I
look
don't
at
know.
it, I guess.
Yeah,
But
I'm
in my
just
opinion, the good side.
yeah, in my opinion too. So mostly you cover the mem side, I believe. So yeah. So
That's good.
if you had to name three publications that makes you the proudest, I guess that I know one of them because you already
Uh,
named
yeah,
the
okay.
device health at station, right? And that was
Yes.
a really long block.
That took
And
me a lot of hours to write that one.
yeah,
Every time I was reading it, I had the feeling I'm missing something in it, but and circling back at the beginning and rewriting it again until I got all bricks together, so it was a nice wall, and I could tell the whole story instead of only one part. When
mm,
I was at the beginning, and indeed that's one of the blocks I'm the most proud of. Well, I was beginning to write that block, and in the beginning I had the idea, 1 page, 2 pages, it can be that difficult, but there wasn't a lot of real good documentation about it. So I was, where's the documentation?
mhm,
I need documentation to see what happens, but not that much. So I all the pieces from all the places I put together, and finally I one flow I got. Now I can understand what happened. What happened? So now I can begin to blog about it or to write a blog about it to show the community how it works because everyone relies on compliance and conditional access, and uh, they don't know uh, what happens beneath or what happens at the back of it, and why is a device compliant, or how does it get to be compliant, or how does it report it isn't compliant.
mhm,
So indeed, the device health attestation block, and also the debt of compliance block. That's, in my opinion, it are two blocks, but it's somehow one block. That the debt of compliance. That while writing that, I was looking also at the device health attestation at the same moment. So the debt of compliance was also the name. It's all about movie movies in the blog title. So
mm,
but the debt of compliance, it's all about yeah, telling how you get compliant, and also how to fake compliance. This I didn't knew that was possible at that time, uh, but that's indeed one of the, yeah, blogs I'm most proud of. But looking at some other blogs, delivers from hybrid, yeah, looking at the name, I can guess you can tell me what it will be about, of what it is about.
mm, yeah.
So
So the compliance report that or the compliance blog you did on the device health at station, you had some good tips there because one of the problems with checking for BitLocker or secure boot
Ye-
or that stuff is that it uses or utilizes the device health attestation,
Yes,
right? And
that's
what
true.
is the problem when I create a autopilot device and log onto that? What is the problem there
You can
about
guess
the
what?
compliance?
It's the BitLocker compliance will be reported at the boot, so it will boot. It doesn't have BitLocker enabled, so it will
Exactly.
boot without the device health attestation knowing that BitLocker is enabled after it booted. So it has to
Mm.
reboot again to
Hmm.
report the device health, to report his compliance state that's healthy to the device health station, so that Intune can check out that report. Oh, it's BitLocker enabled. Okay, fine. So so you can be compliant. But if you create multiple compliance policies and only like we always do, and create one compliance policy to only require BitLocker in it,
Mm.
and define it will not be compliant after, say, 2 days. Okay, everyone wants to be 0 the same day, but just like I said, it's going to be hard with BitLocker. So putting that in 1 or 2 days, most of the times the device will be rebooted and it has reported its compliance state back to the device health station service. And
Exactly.
Intune thinks it's all great and it will pass you to with conditional access to your Microsoft apps.
Mm. So I guess that was a real eye opener for me at least, because splitting up the compliance policies like that was a that was a really
Yeah.
great idea actually, because uh, using the autopilots, it's if you are familiar with task sequences in Config Manager, you are um, you're expecting your device is ready to
Yeah.
use. Okay, so now we leverage autopilot, and now the user has to log on to the device.
Yes.
And there are 3 stages. There, the first stage where it actually joins Azure AD and all that stuff, and then you come to the device portion. And if you hit your device with certain configurations, your device will reboot.
Yeah.
And then you have to log on to the device again. And if you have MFA enabled, now it's also
Yeah.
changed that
Because
it
you
can't
can get
save your
multiple. Yeah.
yeah, exactly, it can't save your claim, right? So you
Yes.
have to first put in your user again and then put your MFA twice now.
Yeah.
And then it will go through your user settings, and then
If you
some
didn't skip that one, but
exactly. But most people then take some of these configurations that would go to the device and put them to the user, so
yeah.
they get the best user experience. But once you put that compliance policy in, now it's quite complex actually. Then you had some policies that said this device needs to go to be encrypted with BitLocker,
Yes.
and then you have this compliance policy because it's easy to go in there and say, okay, this device should be encrypted, and then you think I'm home free, but you're not,
No, no, no.
because
Not
the
quite.
compliance policy would say, are you BitLocked?
Okay.
And device health attestation doesn't check because the
It isn't
BitLocker
real
came
time.
after the check, right?
Yes.
So you need that extra reboot. So now it's certain. Now it's not 3 or 4 reboots before you have a device actually working, and
Yeah.
the user can't understand that.
No.
And
And explaining that to a user, you really don't want to do that.
exactly,
It's
reboot
works
your
because it
device.
works.
Reboot
Yes.
your device.
Has to reboot it. And
Yes. So, but the thing is, it was really smart to delay this by 2 days, because once the autopilot finishes and you get this Windows 10 and later ring, you most certainly will get a quality of patch to your device,
yes.
and then
Yeah.
you have to
Normally.
reboot either way. So
Yes.
you are forced to have that reboot, and then you won't experience this non-compliant stuff
Yeah.
because yeah, you
Indeed.
had the delay. So that
And you
was smart.
can, yes, and you can still also require other compliance policies like is an antivirus enabled? Is it up to date? What Windows version are you using? When we are enrolling a new customer, we are putting it all down to Intune with a PowerShell script. So it's all compliance policies, a lot of them, but we are doing the same for each OS. So we making a change in something is way more easier, and in my opinion, it looks nicer instead of compliance policy. Okay, compliance policy. We all know us a compliance policy. That's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know what's for, but it's compliance policy. And now, if you are looking at all our compliance policy, you in one view you can see what it's for, of what all the compliance policy are doing, or if the device isn't compliant with that policy and why it isn't compliant with, of why it isn't compliant. So, and that's also in that indeed a nice method to solve the BitLocker issue. So.
Yeah, I really liked that tip. So yeah, so I guess the publications would be your device health attestation and then the death of compliance. And
Yeah, that's one big one. So
yeah, okay. So
yeah,
other good blogs that you want to
yeah. Now, of course, the one that got me my bug bounty from Microsoft. That's the feeling I got when I received the email. I am receiving that money. It was okay. That's fun because I didn't realize that it was so big, or I had the idea they aren't going to allow that one, because the blog I posted it before, but I needed to delete or remove it from the public because someone told me, because I was waiting about 2-3 months now from a news from Microsoft security, if they see if they could reproduce the problem. I didn't get feedback, so I was like, what to do next? And someone told me, I know a guy. If you post that on Twitter and you tag him, you get your answers, and some stuff will go in a to say it in Dutch, een stroomversnelling. It will speed up the process to know if it's good or not. So I did, and immediately I didn't know that guy at that moment, but it was I guess you know who I'm talking about. It's he is like in my opinion God himself in that. He knows so much about all the stuff, but at that moment I didn't knew him, so I was like, okay, should I tag him? And the other guy told me so, Jan Bakker, beware, it's a great guy, but he can be a little bit difficult in the beginning. And yes, indeed, the first email I received from him, if it was up to me, I will ditch that one at the same moment. So I was, okay, that's not cool. That's totally not cool. And also all the Twitter messages going back and front. Yeah, that's he was like, what you are telling is not true. That can be done. So it can be done, Rudy. I was like, I know I'm right because I've seen it happen. I can reproduce it every single time. So I decided to repost the blog after the bug bounty was delivered, of course. But that was that blog was. I still find it cool. You could change some MFR guest setting of an MFR setting as a guest user in another tenant. It's just like I told before. It's weird. You could do some stuff in the back end what you're not supposed to do, and I'm pretty sure because it's the same API as conditional access is using, and I also have another blog way earlier which I did the same with conditional access. And at that moment, I was I thought I was I was mistaken because it can be so that I can put in a PowerShell command to put down a conditional access policy in a completely different tenant where I'm a guest user in. It can be done. So at that moment, I just thought to myself it should be a token issue, a cache token issue, or something like that. But looking back now after the blog about the PowerShell bug bounty, it's the same API. It's the same. It's exactly the same issue as for the conditional access. So I have totally no proof about this, but I guess it's a fine feeling. I maybe did the same with conditional access, but I can't be sure because I don't have proof about it. But
No,
it's
but at least you found something very, very cool since you
yes,
get the bug bounty, right?
yes, it was so weird. It's totally weird feeling. You received an email and also a private message from him saying, "Good job, Rudy." That I guess the 20K. It's of course a nice money, but getting a private message from him the first time saying, "Great job, Rudy. Well done."
Yeah, that's
That's like
nice.
that's I don't need more than his how do you say it, his blessings.
Yeah.
Say
You
so,
can
Rudy.
keep the money.
Keep the money. Just tell me.
Just keep writing that stuff to me.
Yes. Yeah, but indeed, that feeling. Everyone thought I was stupid saying that, but his words, were more at that moment. I guess my girlfriend thinks all otherwise, but
Yeah, she's happy about the 20,000, right?
yes, and the kids also.
Yeah.
A bunch of iPads, a nice playground I built, so there
Yeah.
went the money.
Then everyone is happy, and you can sit and do some work in the evenings, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My girlfriend asked me, "Can't you do something the same like this?" So
Find
yeah,
more bugs.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
find bugs.
Why not? It's so easy to find them. It's like they on the street. You only have to pick them up. So it's another bug. So no, yeah.
Maybe it's
So
not
no,
that easy.
no, it isn't.
No. So Rudy, we've come to an end of this interview. So I just want to ask you if you have any tips or tricks that you just really now on the last question here can give to the viewers.
I guess the only good advice I can give is always be kind to other people, even when they sort of attacking you at that moment. Be nice. Try to help where you can, even when you don't know the answers. Just believe in yourself and what you can do, and try to help other people out, like we're doing in the LinkedIn group. Uh, Try to help each other out where you can. That's I can talk for hours about everything I could advise, but be nice, try to help. I
Yeah.
guess it's all about helping each other. So
That's a really good tip. I like that. So be kind, be helpful, even though someone can be a little harsh on emails, maybe on Twitter, maybe on
yes,
LinkedIn, maybe on Facebook. Just keep being professional and kind. Yeah,
yes, and
yeah.
nothing more.
That's really good. Thank you for that, Rudy. So, guess we've come to an end here on the interview. It's been so great to have you, Rudy. You've been so good at expressing yourself and all the stuff you do for the community. It's so nice. And again, I told you before, I really like your bloggings, and as you can see in the community, I'm not the only one. So keep doing what you do. You're
Of
very,
course,
very talented and very good at that. So keep keep posting and keep digging into these problems and
love digging in.
find the little key in there.
No
So
problem. We'll do so. Keep them
thanks for
posting.
today, and
You too.
see you in the community.
Hopefully.